morning, everyone. It burdens me to announce that our long-term colleague and mentor, Dr. Michael Hawks, died unexpectedly last night. We're working on arrangements for his funeral per Dr. Johnson's wishes.
Oh, God, that's horrible. What happened?
I'm not at liberty to discuss.
He died of a drug overdose.
Gary, that is an unsubstantiated rumor.
No, it's not. He was not acting himself for the last several days, and it seemed he was trapped in some sort of psychosis that made him think several days were the same one.
Yeah, we really shouldn't beat around the bush on this. As personal as it is, Hawks does not have any living relatives, and I don't think us discussing it can do any harm.
I would discuss it openly, but the media's eyes are on this hospital right now. If word slips out on how he dodged the system to supply himself with drugs, we're in big trouble.
Oh, you've got a point.
Sounds like we've got a lot of changes to make quickly.
Given this is something we've dealt with a few times now, I would like to become interim head of the diagnostics department if my team and you agree.
I've got no problems with it.
Same here.
Might as well, despite my years of experience.
Gary, we do not need 2 tragedies in less than 24 hours. When more plans come to fruition, we'll go from there. Thank you.
Well, everyone, how are we feeling?
Pretty upset. As much as he treated me like shit, he dealt with a lot of demons, and I hate the fact that it appears they won.
It's tragic, but not surprising. Still, he was a solid leader sometimes.
Yeah, I'll miss the guy. He was unusual, but fascinating. I was amazed what he could come up with at the last minute.
I'm feeling the same way. When we get the chance, we should all go to the funeral together. All right, next on the agenda is a rough subject. Due to how we're picking up where Hawks left off, I believe it's long overdue for some changes.
Yippee.
Starting with you. I don't know how else to say this nicely, but you're fired.
Oh.
This was a long time coming, Gary. We're sorry.
I agree with Leslie.
You're sorry. What a cheap reaction. We're going through the grieving process and already you're throwing things out. We're all emotionally vulnerable, Randall.
I know. This wasn't easy.
Bullshit. It wasn't easy. You've been dying for me to get out of your lives for the past several months. And you're only sucking up to Hawks now because he gets the recently deceased shield of criticism.
Gary, just get the fuck out. You are a little more than a walking liability.
Leslie?
And your snakes. Every last one of you. I played along with your stupid report game despite my apprehension to it. I refused to sign it for a reason.
What is wrong with you, Gary? Hawks treated you the worst out of all of us.
Yes, but we had something special. That man was a mentor to me, and despite how much he wanted to fire me, I know deep down he saw good in me.
I don't see how anyone could find good in the same guy who shoved a submarine-grade periscope up a patient's ass or melted his supposed mentor's record collection.
I never ratted on him, though. As bad as he treated us, we were all hopeless in finding jobs elsewhere, and he knew it.
That's exploitation. Not only did he know we came from bad backgrounds in our professions, he also paid us less than fair wages so he could afford a sports car.
If that's how it is, then so be it. You don't know what we had before it abruptly ended.
Hawks did this to himself. We tried so hard to help him time and time again.
Oh, like the recovery treatment. I'm amazed you bought all that from Tracy. Which, knowing you guys, she's next on your reform list. Guess I'll see you at the funeral.
We're sorry, Gary. I will miss working with you.
I am sorry as well.
Good luck out there.
I don't really need luck. I have far more of it than I know what to do with. You've lost Hawks, you're losing me. Everything after this will be seen as some completely sanitized joke. If there's somehow another side beyond this life where we become friends and try this all again, I hope I do better. I hope.
Wow, I was starting to think nobody was coming. I've had the chapel spaced out for the afternoon.
Are you really surprised none of them came?
No, not really. I just hope for some sort of revelation where Hawks had numerous unknown relatives who would come here. Maybe even some sort of twin that was just like his brother and planned to fill his shoes appropriately.
As lazy as a reveal that would be, this is one strange world, man. Everything that shouldn't have been possible became possible.
Like what?
How much did Hawks tell you about Dr. Kelly and the alien?
Not much. I assumed he made that up purely to land Tracy in hot water with the hospital's administrative board.
He sorta did without realizing there was some bit of truth to it. Kelly did in fact conjure the alien. She wasn't just the smartest one on the team, she was the smartest in the world. And she was probably the closest person I could call a friend on the team.
You gathered that from just working with her for a few months?
I met her long before I began working for Hawks. She was a musician who explored secrets of the universe through lyrics, and we happened to meet at the bar. I learned later she had ties to the government, and I suspect she also started the fire in the hospital as some way of attracting attention to the aliens.
But how? How would she think of that?
I haven't figured that out yet. Kelly had her sights set on the hospital of all the places in the world, but she got what she wanted and ended up dying as a result. She got too close to the truth. As for Tracy, she ended up learning the same amount when she woke up from the same memory eraser/sedative she gave Hawks and herself. She's scared as she thinks she is the only living person with this knowledge. At some point I hope we can help her out.
We're sure reminiscing a lot about Hawks by talking about people that didn't like him.
How the hell do you not talk about me at my own funeral?
I know, but I do have lots to say about him. With the way this hospital is going, somehow the walking form of chaos that was Hawks was the glue to the entire hospital, despite hardly having any glue to hold himself together. It's sad because he is the epitome of weaponized incompetence. As much dumb shit as I did, most of it was for attention in hopes others would realize what an idiot he was compared to me. To them, we simply appeared to be idiots separated at birth.
You asshole. You finally talk about me, and you use it just to sound better than me. I thought I was the narcissist.
That can't be all you have about him. You described him as fascinating, like a mentor in ways.
Never mind, I'm gonna be sick.
He had brains. He knew of all these medical terms and could come up with them on the fly, even when he didn't know what he was talking about. It was rare any of them were right, but clearly he had intelligence. He just got into the wrong profession. What could have been, man?
Please shut up.
Hawks, it's your funeral. Why are you torturing yourself in the afterlife listening to this?
Shit, I didn't think you'd be here. Then again, I suppose the laws of the universe wouldn't dictate people like us being anywhere else.
Do you possibly see Gary as something like a son?
Shut your mouth. Remember what happened to the guy people theorized was my dad?
You have a point.
Yeah, he was interesting at lunchtime. I wish we could have met outside of work more than once, though. He always seemed addicted to either his work or his pills.
Screw it. I'm tired of listening to this crap. I'm gonna try playing funny tricks on the living as a ghost until I get bored of that. Don't follow me.
I wish I could have known him outside of it as well. The closest we got was him taking up literal residency in room 302.
This is a weird question, but have any of us ever gone anywhere outside of the hospitals with anyone?
For some reason, I think only this chapel. First for your cousin, now for Hawks. I'm surprised you organized this, despite how bad he treated you.
I could say the same for you, given that you were treated the worst on his team.
I earned it. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I had my reasons, but ultimately there's no sense to make of them. I wronged everyone in a brazen strategy of searching for answers about life.
Not to sound rude, but have you ever thought about just picking up a book or touching grass?
When you've outlived the smartest people you've known and you've learned everything from them, there's not much in books or weed that can come close to comprehending the human experience from fellow humans.
That's oddly profound coming from you.
I know. Anyway, if Hawks was here, he'd be pissed at us for not paying better tribute to him. Now let's go dump his ashes in the toilet.
Did he wish for that?
Probably not, but he really didn't make plans for his death. If there's anything he wishes he could do now, it would be inconveniencing those he believes wronged him. Even though it was his fault everyone didn't like him. Something he once told me was that, at the end of the game, the king and the pawns returned to the same box.
He never said that.
You're right. Anyway, let's meet in room 302. You were a good friend to Hawks, and I want you to have the honor of passing him down the watery black hole. We don't know what's beyond the drains in space, but the lack of knowledge is just fuel for imagination, the greatest gift life can have.
I don't think I can make sense of anything you just said, but it sounded oddly fitting. It's been a pretty bad year for both of us. Despite that, I couldn't have asked for a better person to be there for the memorial. Thanks, Gary.
Guess that's it then. I know my time as a ghost is limited already,
How? So if I'm still here,
because we seem to have the ability to stop and start existing at our own convenience. There's nothing else I'm interested in. It's over. That's how it ends, down the toilet, and everyone else moves on.
you sound like you figured it out. Having experience with being dead for a few months now, it was fun popping in now and then to see if it was somehow still going. I didn't even get to be part of your life that long and somehow had some sort of impact on it. But you're right. Our lives may be over, but the universe's clock ticks onward. We go in, we go out. I understand more now that I'm not limited by some fleshy cells programmed to cease existence. There are still questions that linger, though. Like, how am I the only dead person you've spoken to?
I don't care. I don't even know why you're still here bothering me. Everyone else I had some hand in killing seems perfectly fine not badgering me.
I won't annoy you any longer. Before you exit this momentary lapse of oblivion, thank you again for everything, Hawks.
Sure. And I guess thank you too. Haha, the toilet. How did they know about the toilet? And I have no way to thank them unless I wait until they get here. With life choices such as theirs, that's forever away. How do I do this thing? Oh, I remember. Hawks fades into the light.
Code Red. Please evacuate this building.